King David's palace. Now, it's questionable. I think that Ilat Mazar, when she first discovered it, she didn't say, "Oh, I discovered a monumental building from the 10th century that could be related to the kingdom of Judea." She just said that they found King David's palace. Everybody was like, "Really?" Archaeologists don't like to be. She's very much into the biblical text. If you take the spectrum, all the archaeologists, some of them take the Bible and believe very scripture. The other belief was actually written hundreds of years later, and it's just a nice story. So you can place all archaeologists on this spectrum. She's very much on the conservative spectrum. And that's the reason why sometimes people are used to respect her less, okay? But I think she was one of the greatest archaeologists and king of Jerusalem. She cast it beautiful, quite young, and that was one of her greatest What I want to tell you, now this, where is it? This capital that came from one of the pillars of the same building. So it's a typical capital that could testify that was a palace of King David. She found the foundations and she found those. Okay? 3 of those were found here, the other 48 were found in the next room. You remember Uriah? King David gave him a scroll to take it to Joab. In this scroll it says, take Uriah, put him in front of the war, so he will die in battle. Just imagine the poor man carrying his own death penalty. Now he couldn't read it, because the way they did it back then, they didn't have paper like we have today. So you either, if you want to write in the biblical days, you take a nail and you write on the stone, or you take ash from the fire, you mix it with egg yolk, and you write on pottery. Or for official documents, you use papyrus paper. You take the papyrus plant and you wave it, and you make some kind of a paper and press it, and you make paper from it. Most of it came from Egypt, and it was very expensive. So the scrolls probably were made from papyrus paper, like you see over here, and they were sealed, like you see here, with 4 clay seals. You take clay, it's like 1 centimeter size, you press it, you take your signet ring, and you print it on it. So you got the impression of the king's ring on it. What happened is, and we're going to see it very soon, the Babylonians came here. 586 BC, we found the evidence, we found the arrowheads and the great fire that they did. They burned the whole city of Jerusalem, Nebuchadnezzar. And what happened is that the archives were burned. So the papyrus paper was gone completely. But what happened to the clay seals in a strong fire? They will harden. So the archaeologists were sifting through those earth that was found, and they found 51 clay seals like that. It's one of the 10 most important archaeological discoveries ever to be discovered in the Holy Land. It's in the Israel Museum in Jerusalem. Why it's so important? Because many of them carry names of people that we know of from the Bible. Like over here, we're reading from Jeremiah 37:3, and Hezekiah the king sent Yoachal the son of Shelmiah and Zephaniah the sons of Maaseiah the priest to the prophet Jeremiah, saying, "Pray now unto the Lord our God for us." So this is the minister Yoachal made his mark. Okay, this is actually the signet ring of the same Yoachal that mentioned in the book of Jeremiah. We also found Gemariyahu, son of Shaphan. Okay? The successor of Jeremiah, Baruch ben Neriah, read the scroll of Jeremiah, read it out loud to the king, in the chamber of Shaphan, and we found the same name, the same family, and many, many others. Not that we need any proofs that our Bible is real, but it's always nice to find ones. Okay? All was found right here. The walls of Jerusalem. Remember Nehemiah rebuilds the walls of Jerusalem? That's Nehemiah's wall. You see this wall? Over here, that's the foundation. And over there you can see a watchtower. So the Nehemiah wall was here, which means the city in the days of Nehemiah was smaller than before. There were less people. And it was under war. So they built the walls up here. Cut the story short, the houses that were built in the days of Solomon, destroyed later by the Babylonians, were left now outside of the city. And that's why it's a treasure for the archaeologists. Archaeologists love disasters. Because the disaster, yes, allow us to excavate and to find those remains. So in this room right over here, that's where they found 49 clay seals. We believe that was the archives of the kingdom of Judea. Okay? Now, also we found some important furnitures and other things that prove that those people were very wealthy. So we believe the aristocracy of Jerusalem used to live here in those times. And maybe last thing, another incredible treasure was found over here. They found the oldest toilet seat, which proved that the people over here were very, very wealthy. Only very, very important people had the private toilet seats in their home, and the treasure was not the toilet seat, it was what found beneath it. 8 feet of fossil human feces, yes, and that's a big treasure, because today that we know the DNA and all the rest, we can actually examine the garbage of Jerusalem, and we can tell you a lot of things about where their food came from, what was their diet, what they ate, which kind of animals they ate, what fish they had, which diseases they suffered from. Was used by the ancient Canaanites and later by the Israelites to go all the way down underground secretly to take the water from the spring. So even in a time of war, you could take the water from the spring safely. Where we are right now, this is called the water tower fortification. The spring had to fortify and garbage better than 1,000 words.